Hi guys, welcome to another Divi Theme video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesigndetectives.com. We got a very cool one for you today. We've got a page here. When I scroll down, it's going to kind of stack. It's going to stick to the top. The next sections are going to come up, stack on top of it. As we go down, other sections are going to stick like that. Great little interactive feature to have on your site. Really eye-catching. Not difficult to do. Of course, when we go back up the other way, it's going to do the opposite. So let's get started. I'm going to start a new page. We'll give our page a name. And of course, we're going to use the Divi builder. I'm going to go ahead and build from scratch. In my section, I'm going to put 2 columns. And on the first module, I'm going to put a little heading in there just for a little title. And we'll do the same as we did before, I think with cars. I'm going to save that. In our second column here, I'm going to throw in a little call to action. Of course, just put in what you want for yours. Latest models, perhaps. I'm going to leave it on the generic. Button's not going to show up till we put a little link in for it. We can do that down below here. If I just roll down, there's the link. I'm going to put a hashtag in for a placeholder. Obviously, if you're linking to your own site, leave it in the same window. If you're linking off-site to somebody else's, best practice, open it in a new tab. That way your site's going to stay open. Great. Well, I'll leave that just like that for a moment. Okay, I'm going to go into my section now. Blue tab for a section. I'm going to give it a pretty plain looking background. Background's always under content. I'm going to go in there. Let's choose perhaps a dark color. We use that 24, 24, 24 I've been using. Great. Well, I also want to make this section full height, the height of the actual screen that we're looking at. We can do that over in design and sizing. We can give it a height down here of 100 VH for viewable height. It'll now be the whole height of whatever screen we're looking at it on. Okay, well, I can't really see my cars too well there, but we'll fix that in a minute. And also, I want to make this row full width so we can have real large writing over here and a nice image on the right-hand side. So let's save our section for the time being. I'm going to go into my row, the green tab. In design, I'm going to go to sizing, width. I want it to be 100%. I'm going to copy that, Control C. I'm going to paste it in the max width below, Control V, or you can just type it in there if you want. Our row is now full width. You can see it stretched that out there, and our cars is over here. Great. Well, I don't want any spacing on the top, either from the section or from the row, because like I say, I'm going to have an image in this side. I want it to go from the top to the bottom of the section. So let's close up sizing. We'll go into spacing just above. Make sure there's a 0 in the padding top. We'll hit the chain. Same on the bottom. Still got a bit there. That's obviously in the section. If we go back into our blue tab for the section, do the same thing. Over to design, spacing. Put a 0 in the top. And hit the chain, do the opposite side. Perfect. Well, all right. Okay, well, let's make our little heading module the way we can see it. Little dark tab for the module here. Now you can hit the little pencil for the cars if you can get to it up there. It'll take you straight to that. I'm going to make mine a heading 2. I know it's difficult for you to see. It's actually up over there. I'm going to use a blocky sort of font. I'm going to use Anton for mine. It's in my recents because I've used it before. To choose a font, just roll over. It'll give you an example. Like I say, I'm going to use my Anton. I'm going to make it an H2. I'm going to make it uppercase. I'm going to pop it in the middle. Let's make it white so we can see it. There it is up there. Great. Well, I'm going to make it really big. Let's make it perhaps 200 pixels. And we'll throw a little bit of box shadow on there just to make it stand out a little bit more. But I want it sort of halfway down the page. So still in our design, let's close up our heading font here once you're happy with it. I'm going to go down to spacing. Again, I'm going to use viewable height. Let's try 30 VH on the top. 30 viewable height. I think that's about right for me. You can adjust it, obviously, increment up and down with those. But I want the same on the bottom. Make sure we got space here. Once you're happy with that, I'm going to save it. But before we actually save this, let's check it on tablet and mobile, because that's going to be a little bit large probably. So again, if I hit the little paintbrush, we'll go back to our sizing here. Roll over, little mobile phone type icon. If we click on it, take a look on tablet. That's okay for that. I think might take it down just a tad on tablet. Let's say 180. And it's still in the middle, which is what we want. And on mobile, yeah, it's still a bit big. Let's perhaps make it 130. Yeah, that'll work perfectly for me. Fantastic. Let's flip back to desktop mode. Great. Well, let's just save that. I'm going to go back into the row now. I'm going to make these columns equal height. Green tab for the row. Over in design and sizing, I'm actually going to take any gutters away that are there as well. Gutters are the space between elements and on the bottom of elements. We can take that away by rolling the gutter width down to 0. Fantastic. Now let's just equalize these column heights, because we're going to put a nice image in this column over here. So just below the gutter width there, equalize column heights. Let's go to our content now, still in the row module. This is column 2 over here. Let's put an image in the background. Clicked on column 2, background's always under content there. Third tab across is background image. Let's roll down. I think I had some cars down here somewhere. There we are, that's the one I used before. We'll pop that one in. As you can see, we've got this nice image of the car. But it doesn't quite look like it's covering enough space there. Let's just check. We'll save our column settings. We'll check our row size here over in design and sizing. Roll down to the height. Yeah, I want our row to be 100 viewable height, same as our section, 100 VH. That's it. It's now stretched the full width there. Perfect. Okay. Well, we're getting there. The cars looks all right over here. We could push that down a little bit more if you wanted to. But the call to action, not really liking the look of that over there. Let's go into our little call to action module here. I'm going to take away that background color we've got there. I think I might put a gradient in there. Background, again, always under content. Get rid of background color. Just do that. Hit the little trash can. I need to push it down just a little bit, so we'll do that in design. Spacing. Again, give it a little padding top. Let's try perhaps 10 viewable height. Maybe even a bit more, about 15. Yeah, I think that'll work for me. Obviously, adjust to taste. Now, depending on what image you've got in the back there, we may lose this text. We're sort of losing it a little bit, the white text or the white clouds back there. So let's throw a little gradient in the back here. We'll make it stand out a little bit more. So again, in the call to action, under content, background, once more, we're going to go to gradient this time. Second tab across. Hit the little plus. As you can see, it's put a gradient on there. We've got a blue on the top and a green on the bottom. I'm going to switch that green for a transparent color. So just click on the stop. There's the transparent. Great. And the blue that's at the top, I'm going to make that a black. Again, I'm going to click on the stop. Let's find a black. Perfect. But I want it to be sort of dark, but get light pretty quickly. So we can adjust these stops by pulling the transparency up to where you want it. And if you wanted to, you could get a line between the transparent and the black by putting these two on top of each other. That's not what I want, but if you wanted a straight line like that, you could do that. I'm happy to have the black at the top there. And the transparency, the more you take it to the right, you can see that dark coming down there. Something like that's going to work for me. Obviously adjust to taste. Great. Well, that's the way I kind of want it to look. But I want it to stick to the top here and the next section to roll down. Let's just bring that cars down a little bit more there. Over in design and spacing. Just increment up. Yeah, I think that's better. Great. So what we need to do now is make this section sticky so it stays here when we roll out the page. To do that, go into the section, the blue tab, over to Advanced, Scroll Effects. We can say Stick to Top. Great. So that's going to stay exactly where we put it, but we don't want it sticky on tablet and mobile. So what we can do is roll over the dark writing that says Sticky Position. Hit the little mobile phone type icon. We'll hit the tablet. I will say, do not stick. Make sure we got the same for the phone version. That way it'll roll just like a regular page. Great. We'll save our changes now. Now that we've got the first one, let's go to wireframe mode by hitting the little purple button. Wireframe view, the little icon on the left hand side. I'm going to duplicate this section. I'm going to go into the section itself. I'm going to change the background color. Just being a blue perhaps. Put in our next heading. We'll just go in there. We're going to change the text for that space. We'll go into the call to action. Obviously, you want to change your title and the link to take people where you want to take them. New Frontiers. We'll save that. We'll go into the row this time. We change out the image in the second column right here. Content, background. Here's our image. Pop in the picture you want. Great. Save the main row settings. And I'm going to go into my first section here. Advanced and Position. I'm going to scroll down Z index. I'm going to give it a 1 on this one. And this is really important. We now need to go into our scroll effects down below. Make sure that we've got offset from surrounding sticky elements set to no. That way it'll scroll up over it. If we leave that on, it'll just scroll to the bottom of this one. We won't see it because this one's 100% viewable height. Great. Now we need to go into our second section here. I could have done this on the first section. Advanced down to Position again. I'm going to give this one a higher Z index. Let's perhaps go 5. Anything with a high index will appear on top of anything with a lower index. So as long as we increment up as we're going down, these will slide over the top of the ones on top, if that makes sense. It will do when I show you. And again, really important thing, we want to make sure that offset from surrounding sticky elements is set to off or no. Like I say, I could have done that in our first section. Great. And to rinse and repeat, I'm sure you know exactly what to do. I'm going to duplicate this top section because I know it's got the dark background there. We'll pop it on the bottom here. Change this to whatever you want to change it to. I think we had something like magic. Call to action title. And also the link if you need to. Explosive. I don't know. Whatever you need to put in yours. What you want the button to say. Change out the content there. That's great. We'll just save this. Now we need to switch out the image that's in the row itself. Column 2. Background. And I think we put something like that in there. We'll save this. Save the main row settings. And again, we want to go into our little section here. Over to Advanced and Position. And we want to up that Z index. We had 1 and 5, so we'll make this one perhaps 10. Now let's just check this on the front end. You can rinse and repeat for however many sections you want. Let's save draft. We'll exit the Visual Builder. There's our first little section there. As I scroll down, you'll see the little section below come up. There's the space. And again, here's our magic. And as we go back, they'll increment down. But if I hit my F12 key, we can have a look on tablet and mobile. Here we are on an iPad Air. If I scroll down, got a bit of a problem there. It's not really showing enough of our car there. It's because we've got 100 viewable height going on here. So that's an easy fix. We just get out of here. We'll re-enable the Visual Builder. let's go down to our little heading module here, Dark tab. I'm going to go over to Design and Spacing. I'm going to roll over, hit the little mobile phone type icon. I'm going to adjust this. If we hit the tablet version here, roll up to where we were working. I want to adjust, take the bit of this padding away so we can see enough of our module here on tablet. So let's try 25 perhaps. That's taking that down. As you can see, we're looking at more of it there. Let's take it down some more. Perfect. Just where I wanted it right there. We'll do the same for mobile. Roll up to the one we were working on. That's actually okay. We could just take it up a little bit more. Perfect. If you wanted to adjust the padding on this module, you could do that also. Let's do that just to fine tune it. Before we do that, I'm in the heading sections. We're in the spacing. I want to extend these to all of our headings on our page. Extend spacing styles. All headings on this page. Perfect. Now let's save that. We'll go into this and we'll just adjust the padding on the top of this for each of those also. Again, design, spacing. Let's roll over. We'll get our little mobile phone type icon up. Check it on tablet. Roll up to the one we were working on. Yeah, I could pull it up just a little bit on tablet. Maybe give it 10. And we want some on the bottom as well. Perfect. If you want to go further up, you can do a little bit more like this. And add a little bit more to the bottom. Uncheck the chain if you want different amounts. Perhaps give it 10 on the bottom. With the chain unchecked, you can increment up and down to your heart's content. I think that'll work for me. And on phone, again, roll up the one we were looking at. That's actually worked fine on phone for me. Again, we're going to roll over, right click, extend spacing styles. All call to actions on this page. Perfect. Great. Well, let's save everything now. Save the page changes. And we'll exit the visual builder. And here we have it. How to create a page with sticky overlapping sections. Really easy, as you can see. Really nice little effect to have on your site. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you. We'll make another little demo video just like this one. So once again, this has been Jamie with System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.